Hey everyone, it's Gaz here, welcome back to Noodle Shot. More than 8 years after the release of The Last of Us, HBO has announced that it's going to be adapting the dramatic horror video game into a TV show. The series has already attached Game of Thrones heavyweights Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey as Joel and Ellie respectively, and is expected to come out in early 2023. But if you can't wait until then, here are 5 films to watch to fill the Last of Us-sized hole in your heart. Let's get right into it. Number 5, Logan. I couldn't make a Last of Us inspired movie list without including 2017's Logan, come on. The movie, which is Hugh Jackman's farewell to the titular Wolverine, sees an exhausted Logan attempting to escort an ailing professor and a young mutant with a mysterious power to Eden, a safe place across the border. All that whilst an evil organization attempts to kill and kidnap the trio. Both Logan and The Last of Us play with almost identical themes, family and father-daughter dynamics. And Logan, similar to Joel, is a brooding, depressed, macho hero who attempts to protect a young and vulnerable girl from the trenches of a post-apocalyptic wasteland.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
Number 4, Children of Men. The movie which stapled Alfonso Cuarón as a director to watch out for before he had made Oscar-winning hits like Gravity and Roma. Set in a world where human beings have lost their ability to procreate, the plot follows Theo, a former political activist who attempts to protect a lady who bears humanity's last chance at redemption.
Hello, Theo. Have you been?
Huh? Spoiler alert, she's carrying a baby.
Now you know what's at stake.
Similarly, Joel's heroic task involves him having to protect Ellie, the world's only opportunity at creating a vaccine against the infected apocalypse.
They'll be able to reverse engineer a vaccine. A vaccine.
With its brilliantly choreographed action sequences, great acting and set design, it's the movie to watch if you love dramatic set pieces that feel uncomfortably realistic to our modern day political climate. Both The Last of Us and Children of Men play with similar story narratives, so it won't come as much of a surprise to you to hear that Neil Druckmann, a creative head behind the game, has said he himself drew a lot of inspiration from the British movie. Number 3, Snowpiercer. No, not the series. Never the series.
Rubbish.
Bong Joon-ho's other masterpiece, 2013's Snowpiercer.
I belong to the front. You belong to the tail. Keep your place.
Set, you guessed it, in a post-apocalyptic future where a climate disaster has frozen all of the Earth and forced the remaining few to live in a perpetually moving train which circles the globe. The film's premise follows Curtis, a lower-end train passenger and social class character who leads a revolt against those at the top of the train. This movie is a great example of what a good science fiction movie can look like. Curtis plays a hero-like figure who holds the weight and hopes of the entire lower class on his back and protects them, much like Joel, who pushes to protect Ellie in the face of murderers and adversity. If you think I'm reaching on this one, just let me know in the comments below, obviously. Number 2, Prisoners. Okay, so this isn't an apocalyptic film, nor is it set in the future. The movie's real-world premise follows a father who is desperately trying to find his kidnapped daughter. Shot by auteur cinematographer Roger Deakins, the movie is drenched with rain and sadness and drained of any vivid colors. The movie forces viewers to look deep into themselves and question how they would act in these impossible circumstances. Similarly, those playing Last of Us get to live through Joel's actions in life or death situations, often needing to kill to protect what is dear to them.
If somehow the Lord gave me a second chance at that moment, I would do it all over again.
Number 1, Train to Busan. A criminally underrated South Korean movie which has everything you need. Great characters, engaging plot, action, and zombies. The movie tells the story of a Korean dad and his daughter who are trapped on a moving train amidst a zombie outbreak, which has laid waste to South Korea and threatens to infect them as well. It was the first horror movie that has ever made me feel both scared and upset. It didn't feel like most of today's horror films, which seem to scare you for jump scare sakes. Try to say that 3 times, jump scare sakes, jump scare sakes. Much like The Last of Us, it takes viewers on an emotional roller coaster as a father desperately attempts to care for his vulnerable daughter amidst a zombie outbreak. Sound similar?
Mother, what's wrong with these guys?
A must-see for Joel and Ellie fans worldwide. And that's it for today's movie list suggestions, guys. Let me know if you think I'm missing any movies on this list, and as always, please hit the sub button if you want to see more of weekly Noodle Shot content. Thank you and see you soon. The film's premise for loser. Thank you. Wow. We should start a Noodle Shot choir.